parents, our coaches, our kids, to just give y'all some spotlight today for your programs and what y'all have been working hard to hopefully have a really good season. I also want to just introduce my staff at my office. They're busy doing some work, so they can just raise their hand real quick. We have Milton Spate, who is our athletics facilities supervisor coordinator. We have Ashley Trimble Scott, who's our health physical education program coordinator and athletics, coordinator. We have Kevin Brown, who's also health physical education and athletics program coordinator. He's new to the office this year. And we have Brianna Stewart, who's our administrative assistant in our office. Appreciate all their help, and if you get an opportunity, thank them for all the work they did to put this together. So a couple things before we call the teams up. I'm not going to talk too long because this is about the schools and the kids, but just for immediate purposes, we are going to continue our clear bag security screening at all of our football games. So if we make sure we get that out there to let everybody know that, there will be metal detectors, can't bring in bags. There's certain bags they can't bring in and certain bags they can't. It's going to be clear bags. So make sure everybody understands that. So when we come to the gate, they don't have a problem getting in the gate and say, oh, I didn't know. This is our third year doing that. So hopefully everybody understands that procedure. All our tickets are still going to be sold on GoFan. There are going to be no tickets sold at the stadium cash-wise, so everything's electronic. And we are opening up our second stadium this year, Savannah High School. So the Savannah High Stadium will be open this year for play, and we're real excited to get another venue here in our district to have an opportunity to use for these events. One last thank you. I want to thank the staff here at Chatham County Parks and Rec for allowing us to use this great facility here for this event. So without further ado, we're going to start up. We're going to go alphabetically. Just guys and coaches, be careful kind of managing your way through the tripods. So we're going to start with Beach High School. Beach High School is represented by the head football coach, Michael Thompson, their principal, Craig Darby, and their AD, Khalil Watson. And coach, when you get up here, you can talk, introduce your players, and tell us a little bit about your team and your program this year.
All right, I'm Coach Thomas with Beach High School. This is to my right of me, it's Sidney Simmons, and to my left, it's Josh Peterson. And just to give you a little intake of what's going on at Beach High School, I think this year our strength is going to be our defense. I believe that we got two key players that's coming back. That would be Ryan Lovett and DeAndre. And I feel like what we have going on over there at Beach is we're going to be in a region to where we're going to be able to compete with these guys leading the group on offense. I've turned the offense over to Coach Haywood. I'll be now the defensive coordinator, back to my roots where I came back from Memorial. We're just going to go out there and just grind it out and just try to play spasm football and compete in our region.
Coach, could you tell us a little bit about the offense? I heard you say you have a freshman that might be seeing some kind of.
Yeah, we got a freshman now, Demetrius Holloway. He's very mature to be his age. I think he's done a great job so far leading. He came in camp doing a good job, doing good things. The leadership skills was there. We're going to be more of a spread offense and no huddle, and we're just going to try to move fast.
Can you tell us about Sydney's running style? Is he between the tackles guy, more of an outside player?
Well, he has done a good job with his upgrading his vision. Last year he was more hit the hole. I'm gonna stay in that hole, but this year he had a great run during the May Rebel where he bounced it when the hole wasn't there. So I think he done that. He has progressed during the summer. He's worked very hard, and he's become a full-fledged running back to where he can run you over, run past you, or make you miss.
You got a new region this year with Calvary Day, Christian, and Country Day coming in. How do you think this is going to stack up for you guys?
Well, one thing we try to teach my boys, we're going to respect ball, but fear none. You know, we just going to go out there and just play. And now we know they're going to be stacked with talent, but at the end of the day, the game still going to have to be played. And where I come from, we just going to go out there and give it our best we can, and hopefully we get a positive result.
We got some 3 players. And for the players, if you can, your name and spell it all for us, so we'll have it on camera if you don't mind. We'll start with you, young man, your name.
My name is Sidney Simmons, S-I-D-N-E-Y, S-I-M-M-O-N-S.
Okay, and what position you play?
I play running back.
Can you just, I'm going to ask both of you guys kind of the same questions. Just one general question about the excitement of the year starting back up, and then I'll follow that up with the challenge of playing, whether it's excitement or whatever, or playing in a new region and seeing new opponents and things like that.
Well, coming in this year, I just want to, all the work that I've been putting in, I want to see where I'm at now, because all the work I've been putting in, I've put in a lot of work. So I just want to see if it's going to show on the field when it comes time to play against all the rest of these competitors in this room. That's why I'm at.
And playing in the new region and seeing Calvary and Savannah Christian and some new competition you guys haven't seen before. What do you think about that?
I just think we're going to play ball like we always play ball. You know, there's no difference. Anybody. We'll play ball. That's all.
Yeah. Me, grab you. Same thing, say and spell your name for us, tell me your position, and same 2 questions.
Joshua Peterson, Joshua Peterson. I'm old on D-line. I'm gonna say for coming in this year is exciting. All the work that the whole team put in. I'm glad how we turned out, and seeing the other competitors, we gonna ball like how we know we ball. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
What year?
Class of 2023.
2023.
And for coach, what do you think sets your team apart this year compared to your competitors here?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I just feel like what we have brought during the summertime, our camaraderie, you know, we have picked up, and you know, our leadership is picked up as well. We got a lot of underclassmen who's bought in, and we just gonna try to go out there and compete. You know, that's all I could ask for these boys, was to go out there and compete and show their pride they have for Beach High School.
There's an opportunity to play against the private schools. I know that there's been a long-standing kind of rivalry or competition thoughts, a lot of jawing, but there hasn't been the opportunity for the public schools to really go against all of the private schools, you know, at the same time,
Right.
at least for the region that you're in, and the couple of Savannah schools, you get an opportunity to go head-to-head with these private schools now. Does that add a little excitement as far as being able to prove, like, hey, you know, what we do over here is just as good as what they do over there?
Well, to me, I'm just going to let you know that we're going to respect them, but at the same time, we all got to put our helmets and shoulder pads on. You know, we're going to go out there and try to prove that we belong, and whether public or private, we're just going to try to represent for Beach High School.
Then we're good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next we'll have Groves High School. They'll step on up, Coach Calvin Wells. His principal is Dr. Monique Robinson, athletic director Kevin Evans.
My name is Calvin Wells, head coach of Groves High School. To my left, I have Javon Bose, our outside linebacker. And in the middle, to the right of me, I have Jadarius Reed, my other Willie backer.
Coach, go ahead and give us a little information about your team, your expectations for the year, and, kind of your outlook.
Well, being the first year head coach, I'm very excited walking into the door with some veterans on the defense side of the ball. We're going to have some fun with the football, teaching them new things that they never learned about our offense and defense. Our style of play is similar to Beach. We're going to run it right at you, and we expect you to, if you stop it, to stop it again. We're going to have fun on the defense side of the ball by not letting you score. That's our goal from start to finish. Looking at the upperclassmen, I have 17 seniors, and I expect each one of them to lead by example in the classroom, in the hallways, and on the field. The expectation is to give your very best in every aspect of life, not just the game of football, and that's how we're going to control everything that we do.
Coach, you were telling me that you increased your numbers on the team, almost doubled up to 70 on the season. What's been the key to kind of get kids coming out for the squad?
Well, the talent is in the building. The biggest problem is our kids have to believe in themselves first, and then they have to believe in that G that they wear on their chest. So my goal is, and I tell all the coaches, your goal is to bring kids in that can help our program. We got a very young group, and then we got a veteran group, so we got a good mixture. We want to balance that out with the expectations of them working hard in the classroom. So now our main goal is to get all 72 of those students at 80%.
Can you tell us a little bit about the style of play of your two defensive guys here, Javon and Jadarius?
Well, we run the 3-3 stack, and we're going to come right at you. And both of these guys like to play in the backfield a little bit, so we're going to see what happens when they're back there. In our scrimmage, Jadarius had an interception and a sack for 12 yards. Javon Bose ran for about 70 yards on the ground, so I think we're going to do all right in that area.
And your quarterback, Marcus, right?
Yes, sir.
He's like a 3-year, 4-year starter.
Yes, sir, 4-year starter.
What's the offense going to look like with him behind center?
We run the pistol, so for the most part, he's going to be handing the ball off to Javon, but we also have other weapons that we hope to expose, during the game. We got a nice veteran group and on the offense side of the ball as well, so we're going to do what we got to do.
And then we'll do the players again, same thing, if you don't mind, your name, spell it, give me your position, and I'll get in. Just a very general thought about the excitement, for the season.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
All right, my name is Jadarius Reed, Jadarius, Reed, Reid, and I'm a linebacker.
And just your general thoughts, there's always excitement about, a couple of days out before the start of the season. What's everybody's excitement level about the new season for the Rebels?
Like starting off, coming to practice, doing good in school, like being a student athlete, and like working on getting better every day.
I kind of want to piggyback on something Dennis asked about. More people have come out. Are you seeing now, as one of the returning guys, are you seeing a lot more buy-in? Because I know it's difficult coming off of a winless season to maybe get some buy-in from kids.
Yes, sir.
Are you surprised by the buy-in, and are you happy by it?
Yes, sir, I'm happy about it. You can help out, as we being a senior, I can help out with the young kids, help them so when they get to where I'm at right now, being a senior.
Gotcha. We'll go over here to you. Same thing, your name, spell it, and your position for us.
Javon Bose, Jabon, Bose, Bost, running back, linebacker.
Gotcha. Just the same question, your general thoughts about the excitement here a couple of days before the season.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm ready to just compete. Ready to compete.
Yeah, what you've seen some practices now, kind of what sense do you get surrounding the team?
Yeah, just being a leader, pushing the young guys to the right position, pushing the young guys.
Coach, if there's one thing that you're gonna be able to say, this is gonna make the difference between winning and losing for Groves this year, what would that be?
That word focus come to mind. A lot of times our kids lose sight of what's important. I think if we become great students, then the athlete part will happen, because we're gonna, as coaches, push them to the limits, but we want them to be able to focus on the field. So they have to focus in the classroom first.
Absolutely, and you guys as linebackers, knowing that you're going to play against a lot of teams that like to run the ball, like that's a pride thing, right? It's just you and them. You get excited about it. Taking on that pound, and week in, week out, what are you doing to help get yourself prepared for that mentally and physically?
Like sometimes we like I go to the weight room, like I go to the YMCA and lift weights so I can be ready.
Absolutely, same thing for you.
Running miles, doing push-ups, weightlifting.
Now, most every offense, Coach, you know this, most every offense thinks just because you're in a 30 front, you're easy to run on. Like, why do you think the perception of a 3-3 stack is finesse and not more physical?
You got a lot more running lanes, and assignment football has to be key. So, I mean, on the offensive side of the ball, you see a whole lot of gaps. You want to run where the space is, so I understand.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that this is your first year as a head coach of the school.
Yes, ma'am.
How has that been going with the new team, kind of adjusting to that coach? I mean, what is the dynamic like right now?
This is not my first time coaching, so kids are going to be kids. We just try to manage them as far as some of the behaviors, but for the most part, we're giving them the opportunity to be young adults, and I think most of them are buying into that opportunity.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your background coaching? I know you played at Savannah State, so you got a lot of local ties here.
Well, started out coaching at Groves actually under Coach Greg Hunter. I did 2 years there, and I did 10-year stints with Coach Ulysses Hawthorne. And actually, when I went to Groves, I taught at Groves for 2 years. So, 2 years, and I coached there 1, and then I received this job. So
that kind of helps, with the transition of getting the head job. The kids know you because you've been around. So do you find that makes it a little bit easier, for you to transition to the top job?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, most of these kids, I yell at them in the hallway. So when I yell at them on the field, they know it's coming out of love.
You're going to bring back the saying, the pride of the West Side?
Let's write that down right now.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck this season, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, now if we would have Allen's High School work their way up. Coach Deshaun Prudup. The principal is Mr. Derek Butler. Their athletic director is Adeline Banksy. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on. Is that back there? Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, come on. Oh, sorry, bro.
Try to work your way around without knocking anything over.
Kind of work your way through, guys. Watch that corner.
Got it. No. That's one of the ones that got denied.
All right, Coach, so if you want to go ahead and start off, just talk a little bit about your team this year, your expectations, your players, and then we'll get some questions asked.
All right. I'm Deshaun Prudup. I'm the head coach at Allen's High School. To my left, I have Jamari Sanders, starting running back. To my right, Roland Ferguson, starting receiver. Just to talk about our team a little bit this year, we have a lot of kids returning that had a lot of playing time last season. So we expect some big things from those guys. went out in our scrimmage, saw some good things and a lot of things to build on in the second half. We plan on to build on that. Moving into this new region, this is going to be a very challenging year for us, and I think the guys are up for the challenge.
Coach, you got Amari Bengood back at quarterback. What will that offense look like with him and Sanders and Ferguson?
Yeah, our offense, this will be Amari's second year as the starter for us. We're expecting big things out of him. He's only a junior, but he knows he has big shoes to fill. He's our captain on offense, and we sometimes we have to push him to really be that captain, but he's coming into his own this year, and it's not a thing that's he's having to be reminded of as much.
Will it be run first or spread offense? What's going to look like?
We're going to be, I'm going to say 50%, 50%. Yeah, we spread it out. We base out a pistol, so we had a few things that we're going to throw in there also.
Coach, before we get to the players, can you just expand on the new region? A lot of teams here are going through realignment and new regions and things like that. What kind of adjustment is that, to have to go, and play in a new region?
The biggest adjustment is not automatically making it to the playoffs. The senior class, they've been fortunate they've been to the playoffs 2 of their 3 years, and they want to keep that going. So they know now that we do have a little bit more work to do to make it to that playoff run, and we actually have to beat some people this year. So they're excited. They come to work every day, work hard, and make sure that we are taking those steps in order to be ready once region time comes.
Gotcha. All right, we'll get to the players. Same thing with you guys. Say, spell your name, give me your position, and just a generic, just a general thought on the excitement level of the season starting out.
Yes, sir. Roland Ferguson, R-O-L-A-N-D, Ferguson, F-E-R-G-U-S-O-N. I'm excited for the season. It's my season. Looking for great things from the team. We go out, put in good work every day in practice. Everybody hold everybody accountable. Like you said, we have to beat people this year, so we're held to a higher standard by our coaches, but we're ready for it.
And what position you play?
Receiver.
Receiver. Gotcha. Same thing with you, young man. Name, spell it, position, all that good stuff. Go ahead.
Jamari Sanders, Jamari-Sanders, play running back. I'm ready for the season. Got a lot of big things coming. A lot of players, Gert, a lot of key players on our team. So a lot of seniors and stuff. So we ready for the season.
Does it not that you guys didn't have focus before, but to kind of piggyback off what Coach was saying about no longer having an automatic path to the playoffs? Does it kind of change your focus or amp up your focus a little bit? No, hey, we've got to be good. We've really got to put out the best effort each week now.
Yeah, it does. We put in work, practice every day. We love. We get ready for big teams. Bergen County, everything else. Teams that we've been there already. That's basically it. Be ready for it. Ready for everything coming.
Coach, you got a big test right off the bat, Calvary Day, right?
Yes, sir.
Pretty stacked with talent. Is that at home or at Calvary?
It's at home. It's at Allen Stadium. And I went out and scheduled a little bit tougher teams than we usually go for. We have Calvary, then we have Savannah Christian, then we go to South Effingham, then we have Windsor, then we have Brunswick. So we're playing some traditionally good teams to get us ready for this region run. Some things just to keep going off how tough our region is. I think the 4 teams out of our region, they will make some noise in the playoffs this year. So that's going to be a big thing. That's going to be a big test for us.
And what's your confidence level right now, Coach? You kind of seen them at practice for a few weeks now. You're getting a couple of days out before the season. What's kind of your confidence level as you start the season?
Oh, I'm confident, 100%. I go to work with these guys any day, 100% confident every time we take the field. And I think the thing is, ask me that question on Saturday morning, the answer might be a little different. But for now, yeah, I'm 100% confident in these guys. They're putting in the work that they need, that we need to be successful every day. They come, they're on time, doing what we're asking them to do, and that's all we pretty much can ask for as coaches.
Coach, what is success going to look like for you guys this year on the field? Like, if you're winning games, how do you think that's coming about for you this year?
This year, since I've been head coach, I always relied on our defense to stop people from scoring. And I think this year, in order for us to win, we're going to have to go out and score some points. Win that time possession battle. That's one thing that we as coaches have looked at this offseason, ways to actually win the time of possession. Hold the ball a little bit longer, keep our defense off the field. Right now, we're very fortunate. We only have 2 guys going both ways right now. So that's just a thing that we're trying. We don't know if that'll be the case deeper into the season. But as of right now, and those 2 guys, they switch out on offense. So in order to be successful, we're going to have to win that time of possession.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, wide zone scheme, that's what your OC loves a lot of. With time of possession, though, you got to get a little bit more into some downhill running, pick up some of those, easy yards north and south. Is that something that you've been working into the scheme a little bit more this year?
Yes. Yeah, we have a few things we're going to do in order to get that downhill run that you're talking about. One of those things is this guy right here to my left. He's a senior. He's been getting significant playing time since I took over as head coach halfway through his freshman year. So he knows what I expect. He knows he's been putting in the work in order to stay injury-free this year. He's been killing it in the weight room. And so, yeah, we have a few wrinkles in there to get downhill.
You seem like you are really excited. Like you're over there right now with that cushion that the coach has underneath that shirt, so you can get started. Are you feeling like supremely confident in what you're going to bring to the table this year?
Definitely.
What gives you that confidence? Like, why are you so amped? Like, just let us know about what you've been doing over the summer.
Really, I've been, in the weight room, running, jogging, getting ready for the season. Basically, doing my senior year, so gotta get a lot done.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Good luck this season, guys.
Appreciate it.
You gotta be ready to run.
All right, so now we're going to have Jenkins High School. They'd like to come on up. Head coach Anthony Welch. The principal is Ms. Heather Handy, and their athletic director is Jason Paul. Coach, if you want to go ahead and just give us a little rundown of your team, your expectations and outlook for the year, and who you've got coming back, and what's going on over there at Jenkins High School.
Okay, good evening. Tony Wells, head coach at Jenkins High School. This is my second year there. I have Tavion Gatson on my left, who's a DN, and Joshua Pridgeon on my right, running back. Our situation is pretty simple. We've moved up in region. We're in 5A. We're probably in one of the toughest regions in the 5A GHSA. But we're playing right out of the gate. We got BC the first game, and was this Friday night. And I know you've talked about the private schools being in AAA and those type things, and then in 4A. We just, as a district, we just got to start winning against those guys to start winning our kids back into our program. So the only way we can do that is to put them on the schedule and have them for as competitors. We have 125 kids out. We have a JV varsity and ninth grade program. As I tell my guys, football is really, really simple. Whoever tackles and blocks the best usually are going to come on top. And that's what we strive on. We want to block real well, and we want to tackle real well, and we want to be a disciplined team on all 3 phases, and that's offense, defense, and special teams. When you start liking in one of those areas and depend too much on your offense or too much on your defense, then special teams will kill you. You depend too much on your special teams and your offense, defense will kill you. Our strong point this year, we think, is our running game. We're going to be a wing T guy. We're running downhill. We do run some spread, but defensive-wise, we're going to have a strong front seven that that is going to cause havoc. I'm a guy that usually want to get the ball first. This may be the first time in a long time I may put the defense on the field first so they can set the tone of the game. But we're just excited about being in 5A. We probably got one of the toughest schedules in the state, I feel. We got Richmond Hill, Carrollton, Bluffton, and then along with the teams in our region, Ware, Coffee, Greenbrier, Statesboro. So Wayne County's on our schedule as well. So if you're going to be the best, you got to play the best. Our guys are confident. We 2 platoon. We got enough kids. But at the end of the day, we're going to put the best 11 on offense. We're going to put the best 11 on defense. Whether you both sides or not, we need the best guys on the field.
Coach, you had a lot of recruiters coming to see you guys over the summer with Tavion, who just committed to Florida State last week. How has that environment kind of affected the morale of the team?
Well, it's been really good. I've always been around programs that have a stud or two that bring it and open the doors for other guys that's on your team. As they can tell you, I always tell them, yeah, Tavion, his little brother, Lorenzo, he's bringing them in. But when they come to look at them, you need to be on your A game so that they see you. You know, we've had a lot of guys, me and Coach Townsend coached together a long time at Memorial Day. We've had dogs there, and it eventually ended up where the recruiters come look at these guys but pick up somebody else because they've been playing at full. In Savannah, like they say, it's been known as a basketball school, town, and it is, but there's great football players here. And a lot of times, and recruits used to come, they used to tell us that we used to get to 95 and turn left or right. We didn't come into Savannah for football. Now they're coming into Savannah. So I think that's a testament to the coaching, the kids. What we've done, we've given back to our Little League programs by representing on Mondays all of our players, whatever youth organization you came out of, you wear their gear on Mondays. And that way we give back to those that started you off fundamentally and who they look up to. So we're going to do something else down the road, but that's the minimum that we can do because everybody had to start from somewhere.
We'll do the players again, kind of what we've been doing. Your name, spell it, position, and just general thoughts of the excitement level with the season beginning.
Joshua Prison, JOSHUAPRIDGEN. Running back. My excitement level for the season, I can't really say I'm too excited, but I know I am ecstatic for it. But when it's time to go out there and play, I'm going to have fun. Can you expand on playing a challenge this year with a different region? Does that amp up the excitement level a little bit because you guys maybe don't know what to expect from the people you're playing this year? It does amp up the excitement level, but we're not really too worried about what to expect. We're going to always be prepared for it and always ready for it. Yeah. What do you like about this team that you've seen so far during camp? We love to go at it, no matter what. As soon as the whistle blows, we want to go out there and fight for it. We always just want to play. We just love the sport, we love the game, we love the culture, we love Jenkins, and we love football as a unit. Tavion, you want to do all the necessary stuff, spelling and all that kind of stuff? Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Tavion Gasson, TAVION, GADSON. Right. I'm a defensive end at Jenkins High School, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the season. Been waiting for a while, ever since the whistle blew from the last game. I've been waiting for this to start, so I'm pumped that it's finally here Friday night. I'm gonna get back to it.
Yeah. How much does it help you to have the recruiting process behind you? You've already made your decision where you're going. You're going to Florida State. So you don't have all that to worry about during the course of the season. How much does that help you going toward the season?
I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable with it, but it's like I know it's still gonna be a factor because I mean the season is still going on, and I want it to be. I want all the coaches from anywhere to come down and still look at the game because I want them to recognize my teammates and anybody from the other team who deserve to go somewhere, who's worth it, and they can make it better for themselves and their family.
Yeah, and one final one for me, just in general about the change of regions. Does it kind of freshen things up for you? It's not what it's been the past few years? You get new opponents, you get new challenges.
It's a boost. It is like it makes you like how a bull with a red sheep. That's kind of the position I feel like I'm in, and I'm the bull. So now I just want to attack whatever competition that's coming my way, whatever competition I see. I just want to go for it, and I feel like my team they behind me and they standing with me.
Speaking of opponents, Benedictine has a quarterback making his first start, Luke Cromenhock. He's also a Florida State commit. Have you met him yet? Or?
Nah.
So you might meet him Friday night?
For sure.
He hopes to be Friday.
We gonna meet soon. Me and Lorenzo.
Dave, you talked about helping your teammates out, and before we started, we were talking to Josh, and Josh, unbelievable last year's season. Talk about Josh, what he means to you. You're the defense side of the ball, he's on the offensive side. What does he mean to the Warriors?
Well, start off with practice. He made practice just that much better because it's having somebody with the experience and he had been playing with Jenkins as long as I have, so we done seen just about the same stuff from different point of views. So that puts me in a better position to learn, and so does it with him. And I mean, Josh means a lot to our team. He means a lot to our offense. And he is part of the foundation of our offense. The running game is him. That's him. I like him to go for over 2,000 yards.
Okay.
Bring it off, you go.
Here we go.
It's short for him. It's short.
It's light work.
Yeah.
You've made your decision. Once you made your decision, did the recruiting process for you automatically go to your brother, hey, bro, it's time? You know what I'm saying? You got a chance to play. Because I know we talked about it last year, like, this year you're really going to get that opportunity to play a lot of football with your brother. Is that exciting for you?
It is.
I know you were excited last year on the basketball court because y'all were playing a lot together, but
every
really
year we
this
can
year,
play with each other. It's very exciting. Ever since Little League, every time we just able to make it to whatever group with each other, I love playing with them. And now that we on the field at the same time on opposite sides, yeah.
y'all get that. I mean, that's an exciting thing. The first time both of y'all meet at the quarterback at the same time.
Yeah. He running for me, and he see his face. We made a name for ourselves.
What's the name?
DOB. No, BOD. Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, BOD.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. 2,000 yards. That's the standard now, Josh. So now you have a goal out there in mind, but legitimately, you know that the running game is going to go through you. Who are the other guys? Because it is a wing team. The wing team is going to be more than just you handling the ball. Who are those other guys that you're leaning on to help you propel this running game where it needs to be for you guys to be successful?
Mainly is Jayon Albert and Tyler Ferguson. Those guys are very, very exciting to watch play. They know how to, I don't want to say they copy me, but they learn what I do. They know what to do. Like, they know what to hit the hole. They know when to make a move. They know when to cut straight up in the field and go get a touchdown.
Absolutely. You spent every once in a while we see a snap or two of you on the offensive side, Tavion. Are you still trying to get your way back out there to get a little split action out there? Do you think your offensive days are done?
I want to get a little bit more reps at tight end.
Yeah.
But that's
You said that's a wrap.
I got a couple.
Yeah, it's limited.
I got a
All right, I got you. Coach, obviously with a wing team, the emphasis is on running. Emphasis is on precision running, continuing to be persistent with it. But we know in the wing team, those opportunities when the passing game comes around, those are usually big chunk yards for you. Who's that guy that's going to be that tone setter as a pass receiver for you guys this year?
Well, we've made some adjustments even after our scrimmage against Liberty. We've now moved Hunter Newman, which was our starting running back. We moved him to X receiver, and Troy Smith is our tight end. But in the backfield to start off with this year, we have, of course, Josh, and then we have two sophomores, Jayon Albert and Trenton Rose. Those guys will be starting at at running back as well. They had a tremendous JV season last year, and they've stood up this year as 10th graders. So even though we have dealt behind them with juniors and seniors, those guys have won the job as starting running back with Josh and Keyshawn and Jeremiah, which is our quarterback. They're neck and neck right now. What's going to happen on Friday night? But we had to move Hunter out. He gives us more of a threat as an ex-receiver because we are afforded the opportunity to play these two younger guys at running back. So although we do wing T, we will run some spread and speed up stuff. But bread and butter is going to be our wing T, our wide left, wide right. You know, that's what it is.
Absolutely. Is that something that Hunter was really receptive to moving out? Was that something he embraced?
Well, he always thought he was a receiver, so now he gets to play it. And what that does is, when I said we put the best 11 on the field, now that frees him up to play on both sides of the ball. A lot of times when he's at running back, you only get bang, bang, bang. You can't jump on the other side of the football. With being receiver is less contact. Now you can turn on the other side and play over there. He's wherever we want to put Hunter play. He's just that kind of guy.
Coach, you said in order to be the best team, you have to play the best teams. What does that discipline level look like for your team at your caliber?
Well, it starts on the field. We don't do a lot of running anymore because you mess up in class or you mess up on the field. You got 3 trips home, and 3 trips home mean you don't play for us anymore. If you're a senior, we give you a senior award, you move on. If you're on the classroom, you come back next year. And with that mindset, they understand it doesn't matter what coach sent them home, you only get 3 trips, and then you're no longer part of Jenkins football.
Josh, we got the brothers on the opposite sides to give you the ball. Which brother are you going to run at? Brothers of destruction, who are you going to run at?
Really doesn't matter to me. I'm always going to score.
Well,
Take that back.
Tavian talked very highly of you. Talk about Tavian on the defense side of the ball, what he means to the team.
He means a lot to the team, very much. He's a good captain for everyone on our line. When he talks, they all listen. They love to stand behind him. They love to go and follow him. If something happens to him, they're right there on his back. We all have his back at that time and moment of need. We love him to death. He's a very good person to have on our team, and we just love him.
Tavian, you still can play some round ball? You love basketball, so don't do something. Yeah, I mean, that's in your blood too.
2-point shootout, that's it.
Nah. I want to, but I don't know if it's going to be in my best card to play that this year. So I think I'm going to just sit it out.
You should go for track.
Sit track?
Yeah, you should throw.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Good luck this season.
You're gonna spell your name.
All right, next up, we have Johnson High School. Coach Kenderick Bonner. Principal is Derek Dozier Muhammad, and their athletic director is Brandon Lindsay. Coach, could you just give us a little rundown about your team, some expectations, introduce your guys there you got with you, and here we go.
Hey, good afternoon. First and foremost, hey, I'm Coach Kenderick Bonner, head football coach at Johnson High School. This is my 5th year as the head football coach now. I have Michael Ellison, the 3rd with me, a 4-year starter at cornerback, and I have Jaden Boone with me, a 4-year starter at left tackle and defensive end. Just to talk a little bit about the football program, after every season, I usually like just reflect or evaluate, what can we do next year to be better. And so for the upcoming season, the thing that kind of stood out to me the most in the offseason was accountability and discipline. And I think the players in the program have really accepted that challenge. And I want to just kind of highlight one thing. In the spring this year, we went through with about 50 guys that did not include any ninth graders. 50 guys that were already on campus. And by those guys accepting the responsibility, we ended up winning our first spring game. We played Hampstead ended up beating Hester for 13-7 in a spring game. I don't even know if Johnson was doing spring games before I took over the program. So that was big just to have 50 dudes buy into that whole thing. The next piece of accountability was trying to focus on what the parents were going to do for the program in the summer. We know that a lot of the other programs on our campuses, they have school already going on when basketball start or lacrosse start or cross country or whatever. Those things are already going on, so those dudes are already at school. So for us at Johnson, we know that football, if you're going to have any success in the fall, it's probably going to start with what your players and parents do in the summer. And so we were able to go through the summer with 50 guys still. And that was huge for us, that buy-in from the parents, that accountability from the parents and players. And we were doing it from 6 a.m. to 9. So we had guys coming in at 5:50 in the morning, just bought into what we had going. So that was huge for us, just to know that the parents was, getting them there. We know that we don't have school buses coming in the summertime. So for all those parents to get up at whatever time in the morning that they were getting up and getting those dudes to Johnson, that was big. And so going into the season, the thing that's going to stand out for us the most on defense is we have 8 seniors on defense. And on the back half of that defense, we have 5 guys that all started. Mike Ellison, Eban Griffin, Jamari Taylor, Anthony Cooper, and Jaden Jones. And so they're going to all be seniors this upcoming year on the back end of that defense. So, yeah, we're going to try to stop the run, but we are very confident that if people do throw the ball with those 5 seniors back there, we're going to be all right. On offense, we have 4 seniors on the O-line. We have 2 running backs that's seniors, Amarion Scott, who carried the ball for over 700 and some yards last year, and Samari Dowdy, who carried it for over 600 and some yards last year. And then we have a senior out at wide receiver, and Ronald Smith. So we have about 6 or 7 seniors on offense, too, that we feel very confident in. That's going to really help this team move the ball on offense.
Coach, in the new region, it's going to be a different look for you guys. I was looking at some of the matchups, like your team's never played Savannah Christian ever in history. What are you looking forward to with the new look in the region this year?
To be honest, the focus for me is going to continue to be what it's always been, and that's to really focus on Johnson. Every day we take that approach, hey, how can we get better? We can't worry about who's on the schedule. Monday through Thursday, we're going to focus on us, and whoever we face on Friday, we're going to give our best performance. So it ain't even really about who's in the region.
Coach, are you sensing, because of that, sometimes things can kind of get stale when you're playing the same people over and over again. Do you get a sense, because of some new opponents and some new challenges, that there is maybe a renewed sense of excitement with the, with the program because you're looking forward to these new challenges?
For the players, I believe it is, but for the coaching staff, I don't think we feel no type of way about it. I know a lot of these guys in the program, they know people from around Savannah. They play with a lot of these dudes in Little League or maybe even middle school. So then when they went to 9th grade, some went to private school, some went to public. So for the players, it may be a new sense of excitement, but for coaches, I don't think it really matters to us all that much.
You got a lot of returners this year, but you're trying to keep them, I guess, going one way, except for, I guess, Boone's going on both sides of the ball. What makes him such a special player for you guys?
Leadership is going to be the number one thing. Right now, he's our leader on our offensive line, and then he has, I think, the most experience also on the defensive line. So his just leadership is really huge. And then he works out in the weight room with a guy on our team, Milan Petty, 6 feet, 295, that plays D-tack and guard, who I think is his best friend. Like, they push each other. And so what I see them doing in the weight room, I think is going to be huge for us on the field.
All right, we'll get the players. Guys, you can just kind of follow suit with what everybody else done. Your name, spell it, position, and then just general thoughts about the excitement level here a couple of days before the season starts.
My name is Jaden Boone, Jadenboone. I'm really looking forward for the season to start. Like Coach Bonner said, we've been working really hard in the weight room, young guys and old guys, and I really think it's going to pay off on Friday nights because most times we have, kind of been the weaker team, but this year I think that's going to be different. I think the work that we've been putting in the weight room, on the field, is going to show on Friday nights, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And what's your position?
D-line, O-line.
Gotcha. I'll ask you you, the same question I asked Coach a minute ago. Maybe the players, maybe what the coaches may not be, but do the players get a different sense of excitement? Are you sensing that this year because there's a different challenge, you're in a different region, you're playing different teams? Is there more of an excitement level that you're sensing?
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because at some of the private schools are some of my old teammates from middle school and rec league that I have not played against since then. And I'm really looking forward to being back on the field and playing against them and having that same competitive level that we used to have.
Gotcha. All right. Go ahead, young man.
My name is Michael Ellison, third, M-I-C-H-A-E-L-E-L-I-S-O-N, the third. I play defensive back, 4-year starter. The sense of excitement for the team is just like the private schools mainly, and then also the teams that we've been seeing before, just keep getting after those guys, and we getting better every year. And then this private schools with like guys that got like all kinds of offers and stuff like that to go after those guys, show them that we can play with you just because we don't have those schools looking at us. We're just as good as you, and that we want to beat you.
What's your confidence level? Because Coach talked about with his opening statements about the buy-in that everybody seems to have, people coming, making that extra effort to show up for summer drills and practices and things like that. What are you sensing with the team as far as that?
My sense of the team is that we hungry, like we want to get after everybody, no matter who you are. We gonna play you anywhere, any day. That's something we take up from Coach Bonner, not scared of nobody. So we're just gonna get after you. And then me personally, it's just me out on the island all 4 years. Me versus the receiver. I'm gonna be better than you. I'm gonna make a play. I don't care who you are. So that's my confidence level. That's the same as the team.
The opportunity to compete, I know, coaching staff, they're pretty hard on you guys on a day in, day out basis. How does that equate, when you get into the game, that level of urgency every day in practice?
In the games, it really does help us because I always, like Coach Bonner, he stands on the sidelines, make sure we're lined up on sides, make sure we're down and set, not jumping off sides, doing everything with a sense of urgency, but still doing it right. I think that helps us on Friday nights to minimize penalties, but also to be effective as a unit.
Last year, there were a couple of games that didn't go your way, games that came down to the wire that you weren't able to finish the job on. I think about the Islands game, think about the Liberty County game specifically. What have you done to make sure that you can finish the job this year?
I think for us, it's like more being a team. Like even though offense and defense two different groups, we still got to be together. If the offense down, defense you step up and we make a play, we can score just like the offense can. And the defense down, you get us back right, go get in the end zone or something. And I think that's like more of an approach that we had this year, that we just hold everybody up and we all like together as a team.
Down on the carpet, Boone, you said that you thought that anything less than the second round was a disappointment. What gives you that level of confidence in your final year as an Adams National?
Well, because for the last 2 years, we've been going to the playoffs and we've been a first-round team. And from what I see this year and from what I've seen in all of my years here, my senior class, I think we have the potential and the talent to go past the first round and to make a deep run in the playoffs. And I really do believe that under Coach Bonner's leadership, we can do it.
I think we're good.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it. Good luck this year.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Tough coaches ask tough questions.
Yeah.
All right, next we have coming up, we're going to have New Hampstead High School. Under the direction of Coach Kyle Hockman, principal is Ms. Tom Folks, athletic director is Brooke Whitlock. So Coach Hockman, same thing with everybody else, just kind of give us a little overview of your team, some expectations, introduce you guys, and just just tell us about what's going on at New Hampstead.
Thanks for having us, John. Appreciate you putting this together, and thank all the media for being here. My name's Kyle Hockman, head football coach at New Hampstead High School. To my left here, defensive end, outside linebacker Elijah Lacey. To my right, quarterback Paulie Seeley, both seniors. Expectations this year and things that are going on, you know, a little bit opposite of Johnson, where they got 8 seniors and 12 seniors and all kind of seniors. We put 10 kids into college playing football last year, and so we have a small senior class this year, but and we will be very young. Only a couple starters on either side of the ball returning. But we do like who we have. We got a bunch of young guys that have been in the program that have earned their way to move up the depth chart, and now they have the opportunity to shine. With the leadership of these 2 young men sitting next to me and a handful of others, we're really, really excited. We, again, new region, as you've been asking everybody else, plus our non-region games. We get May River out of South Carolina. We're traveling down outside Orlando to Southlake High School, so trying to expand our vision and beyond just right here in Pooler or what have you. We want to reach for the stars and go for it and see where we go. Florida, South Carolina, Savannah, all over the state of Georgia, wherever we need to go to play ball. Really, really proud of this group, the sacrifices that they decided they wanted to make last January as we were meeting through postseason interviews and things, and this summer, and the amount of work and the amount of effort, having 90 guys coming through last spring, all summer, and then adding the freshmen, well over 100 guys this year in a 4A school, playing everybody one way, and really trying to stay really focused on what their job is and just doing one thing and one thing well. So we're very excited. These guys are putting in a lot of effort, and the sacrifice they make is pretty special. And I know there's a lot of men in this room that sacrifice for the betterment of these young men, and the coaching in this town is really getting better and better. I'm really excited about to see everybody get playoff runs and things along those lines. Just get a little choked up thinking about how much football is important in Savannah.
Coach, you got Paulie, who's recently committed to Wofford behind center, so the pass game should be good again. I guess Zion Griffin will probably be focused on as a receiver. What about the run game this year? Who's your top running back?
We got a lot of young guys coming through. Elijah Blige is starter, a little banged up at the moment, but and then Caleb Smith, Jamarian Bonaparte, Elijah Walker will run the ball. Kamari Maxwell will have a little by committee here as Elijah gets healthy, but a lot of, again, very talented, just haven't been on the field very often in a varsity football game.
How important will be having Paulie back there running the offense with the veteran kind of presence that he has?
Well, when you have no senior offensive lineman, you know, it's going to be good. His athleticism is going to be really important. Make sure he can move around, get away from a few people. But obviously his leadership, his experience, we're going to rely on him to get us in and out of a lot of plays and make sure that we can limit the amount of practice that we have to do up front and not have to block every play against every look. We can get ourselves in the right play against the right look to help those youthful offensive linemen.
Zach Pearson's one of those guys up front.
Zach Pearson's returning starter as a sophomore last year, had a great year and really had a great winter growing, and just really going to get behind him quite a bit.
Coach, I have one question for you, and then I'll go into the players. You guys kind of stand alone this week. You guys play on a Thursday night, not Friday night, so you guys are the only game in town. It's really the first regular season game. Does that have a special meaning to you, knowing that you guys are going to get a head start before the rest of everybody else?
Yeah, you know, it's the kickoff classic. We are the show in town. No, honestly, we just want to play. You know, the schedule is what it is, and the county puts the stadiums, and we figure it out. We just show up and play. But you can put on the blurb that we are the Kickoff Classic, and we're fired up about it.
Fine. Players, okay. Paulie, go ahead with your ID and spell it and all that good stuff. And then just in general, you know, excitement level, we're looking forward to the season.
Paulie Seeley, Pauley Seeley, quarterback. I think the thing that I'm most excited about is, like Coach said, we're a young team, so getting to see everybody competing and doing their thing when bullets are flying. I think we're going to be ready to rock and roll on Thursday, and I'm excited about it.
Let me follow up on that. I'll ask you the same question I just asked Coach. From the player standpoint, the fact you guys are the only game in town, really the first game of the new season, does that have special meaning to you, or is it just a week one game on the schedule?
I mean, it does have a good meaning, but I think just the first game is always fun. I mean, we had the scrimmage, but it's not a real game, so I think everybody's amped up and excited for the first game.
Young man, go ahead.
My name is Elijah Lacey.
Spell it.
Position. ALIJA Lacey, LACEY. I'm a defensive end, edge rusher, outside linebacker.
And just your general thoughts about the season, how the Phoenix looking, and you guys excited about it? Just talk to us about the season.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. Like, we got some young guys in front of us, you know, playing. They got to step up and carry the defense, and we all got to work as a team to get together and perfect what we need to do and get after on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's the same question I asked Paulie. What about playing Thursday night? You guys are the only game in town. It's the first game of the new season. Everybody else starts on Friday. Is there something special about kind of kicking off the season and having a spotlight to yourself?
I mean, I didn't know we were the first game. So, yeah, but I mean, it's kind of special, but I think it was as a regular game, so I'm just going to get after it like every other game.
Elijah, your recruitment has heated up over the summer. I think you got Georgia Southern and the Citadel offers from there.
Yes, sir.
What do you think you've improved upon individually coming into the year?
What do you mean by that question?
Just individually as a player, maybe something that you feel like you're going to be better at this year.
So I feel like I'll be like way better, way faster than what I was last year. So just improving on my speed and, you know, physicalness and like how I think and reacting fast reaction time.
Elijah likes to hit, whether it's that wall or that camera or something else, and he likes to hit.
Whether it's moving or not, right?
Exactly.
Paul, you know, Elijah, you're both seniors now. You both played as youngsters, freshmen, sophomores. What does it feel like being the leader now? How are you helping these young kids learn the game, learn the philosophy, the culture over at New Hampstead High School?
Yeah, I think just getting everybody to come together as a team. I mean, we've been working all summer and all spring to just get everybody to come together, and I think it's going to show on Thursday that we're all coming together and they're learning what they're supposed to do. And I think they're as young as we are, they're going to be good in the future, and I think we're starting that for them right now.
Well, as a senior now, young kids, they don't like to listen. So you got to talk to them. You got to talk to them respectfully, just for them to listen. And I've learned that over some time, because usually I'll just yell at them and tell them to do this right, and they wouldn't listen. So as I'm speaking to them, I feel like we could just get together and we all, as a team, just defeat who we play and perform well.
Paulie, as one of the quarterbacks, you know, there's some good quarterbacks in the area. Do you take it as like a kind of like a personal challenge to be seen in the same light or at the same level as some of these other quarterbacks that we see in the area that have gotten a lot of outside attention?
Yeah, competition's good for everybody. I mean, if there wasn't any other good quarterbacks, you wouldn't have anybody to compare to, and you wouldn't have any motivation to get any better. So competition is always good for just looking around and seeing who else is good and trying to be better.
What's the one thing defensively that you think you guys have to tighten up before get on the field on Friday?
Well, defensively, I feel like everyone needs to react faster. Our reaction time, we react pretty well, but we need to all come together and just know the calls and be ready and listen instead of asking questions on the field while we're in the middle of the play. So, yeah, that's all we need to work on.
Coach, you watch these two young men grow. Tell them how excited for you for their senior year.
These two guys are special young men. Honestly, Elijah, where he's come from as a freshman, first meeting him and going through some difficult times as family and things along those lines, really grown as a man, and that's what we all here and all the coaches in this room we see those guys grow and become the guy that we all want them to be, and their mom and dad want them to be, and we're here to help them, and just really proud of him and where he's come from. Paulie is comes from a athletic family, both mom and dad All-Americans in college, both had two sisters play college basketball, and to see him just kind of run the show. He's the point guard, he's the director, all the things going on, and as a young guy stepping in, as a sophomore coming in, taking over and winning the job, knew he could do it, and now he's physically becoming stronger and getting up to 200 pounds and being out now let his physicalness really take charge. Obviously, he's going to direct the show like he always has been, but really interested to see the physicalness of him this year, and again, just really proud of him and how he's gone about it, both these young men. And again, everybody in this room are trying to help young men and trying to help them to become the man that we all want them to be, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
Okay.
All right, good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck this year, guys. Okay, so now we have Savannah High School. Y'all work y'all's way up front. Head coach is Michael Moore. The principal is Dr. Jenkins. And their athletic director is Tim George. Coach Moore, can you just tell us a little bit about your team, introduce the young men sitting next to you, and about your outlook and what's going on at Savannah High School?
All right, thank you, John. To my left here, we have Khalil Polite. He's a senior this year. He plays wide receiver and defensive back. Rylan Bartlett, also a senior this year on our offensive line. And he'll play a little bit of defensive line, short yardage, goal line, a little bit as well. So year three of the turnaround that we're trying to do at Savannah High, from 2021 with 15 players on the team playing Ironman football, to 21-22 increasing up to 25 players. Now this year 40-45 players. So we're growing numbers wise. We're growing. Getting kids on their next level. We had 4 seniors last year, all 4 signed scholarships to play on the next level. So that's the direction we're heading in as far as trying to rebuild the greatness what once Savannah High.
Coach, so you're going to have a new quarterback this year. Can you tell us about what the offense will look like?
Yes, we're over the summer we're working with 3 guys. All 3 guys are sophomores. Trayvon Harmon played last year as a freshman. Most of those guys last year who played were freshmen. So he'll rotate in at quarterback. We also have a kid transferred from Bacon County, Akeem Brown, who we've been working with, slot receiver, quarterback. But the main guy would be Nashawn Hayward. he showed the most promise. He has the better arm. He seems to have the feel for the scheme. So we're gonna start for him, but at any given moment, we can throw one of those other two guys in there and change up the pace.
Coach, with the new stadium on campus, what's the build-up for that, and how excited are the kids to be able to?
The whole school, a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement. Everybody's anticipating this first game Friday night. Will be the first team to play on the field, and that's been part of Savannah High history. So we're looking forward to it, and the goal is the first game on the field got to be a W. So we don't want that. We want that in the history books. We don't want that L in the history books. So we're excited about that, and a lot of plans going to school, and we're anticipating a good night.
What about on that Friday? What y'all pep rallies? Y'all have opening?
We were asked about pep rally, but at this point we're just trying to focus on Josie and getting this first win. We'll deal with pep rallies and homecoming and stuff like that. I don't really do much about that.
Is there anything special going into the new stadium before you open it up, like a grand opening?
That side of things I don't deal with. I deal with the on-field stuff and get my team ready to play. If there's anything going on, administration and student or those people who are in charge of that stuff are dealing with that, and they'll just come. They need something from me, they'll come ask me.
What do you think the strength of the team will be this year, Coach?
I think that we're going to be better, a more improved team as far as being more disciplined on both sides of the ball. I think that we'll be a better passing team. I think that we have a veteran. They're young guys, but they've got a lot of playing experience because they had to play as freshmen. So they're back, sophomores, juniors. I think that they have a better grasp of the system, and that we'll be a better throwing team, and then we'll definitely mix in that running game when we need to.
Coach, I'm going to get your players, guys, just the same thing, your name, spell it, give me your position, and I'm going to ask you, besides talking about just the general excitement about a new season, I'm going to ask you about the new stadium too. How does that factor in that you guys get to break in a new stadium and stuff like that? Let's start with your name and spell it out.
Okay, Rylan Bartley, RYLAND-BARTLEY. I'm a senior, offensive line, defensive line. And going back to the stadium, it is a big part of the excitement around our team because, like Coach was saying, we are the first team that will be able to play in the stadium, and we're definitely looking forward to getting a dub Friday night. And other than that, we're just ready to play, man. So, yeah.
Are you excited about the fact Coach talked about how the numbers have ticked up the last couple of years? Last year you had about 22, you're up to 40 this year. Are you excited about seeing the growth of the program now and getting more kids buying into what's going on?
I am, because like I was saying, his first year I was a part of the 15-man football team that we had. So I am excited to see that the numbers and the different players that we got to come out and really, like Coach said, buy into what we got going on and trying to rebuild the foundation at the high.
Gotcha. All right, young man, you're up.
My name is Khalil Polite, KHALELPOLITE. Y'all play slot wide receiver and defensive back. And the excitement for the stadium, and it's a buzz around the school, around the team. And I'm looking forward to playing on Friday night and getting the dub.
Yeah, but I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him about. There seems to be buy-in now because the numbers have gone up. Coach was saying you're now up to 40 this year. Are you seeing more of a buy-in, and does that excite you to see the direction the program is going in now?
Yes, it does, because my sophomore year I was part of the 15-man team playing both sides of the ball. So seeing the numbers increase over the years gets me excited.
Coach Moore, you're going from 3A down to 1A. I mean, Bryan County, closest team in the area. What's that going to be like for you guys, especially you? I mean, you're used to playing local teams, and now you're the lone man in Class A, where Jenkins is the lone team in 5A. So what's that mean to you?
I'm looking forward to it. Although the local rivalries that's been part of our program for since I've been coaching here, you know, you're going to miss those games. But at the same time, you're going to look forward to playing different people, new faces, teams that are comparable to your program, size-wise and talent-wise. So, it gives you a fighting chance to get that victory and help your program build the morale for the younger players that are not used to, to winning. So it's bittersweet not being able to play these local schools, but at the same time having to open a new chapter, trying to turn the program around.
How do you guys feel? I mean, you used to playing guys you know from the city, and now you're not going to be playing them. What's that going to be like?
Well, just like Coach was saying, just looking forward to, like I said, just playing new faces, new players, doing a little bit of traveling, and I say because just like we got to go to them, they got to come see us too. So looking forward to that.
You gonna miss those games though?
I am gonna miss those games like Beach, Groves, schools like that, but gotta keep on putting on your pads and just playing every Friday. So.
Coach, how comforting is it to be able to walk out of a locker room onto a practice field, even if it rains in the middle of the day? You don't walk onto a swamp. Like you're going to be able to walk out of a locker room and walk onto a game field and not have to get on a bus to go to a game. Is that part of the excitement and maybe part of the reason why some of the numbers have been able to increase? That you can really like sell a home field advantage.
Well, I'm not sure if that's part of the change, but I know it definitely changes your game day planning. So you don't have to plan on a 15-minute bus ride to Islands or a 30-minute bus ride to Poodle. You can just, you're walking out your door, so your game day plan changes a little bit. I think that I hope that the new kids are coming to Savannah High because what Savannah High has to offer as a school, but definitely think the stadium had a little bit to do with that. So.
Do you think that dropping down to, or not dropping down, but being reclassified to a lower level help to kind of energize some more players to come out who may have been apprehensive about coming out before?
Well, I don't think that was the main reason. I think the fact that we got a better grip on this COVID situation, and more parents are more comfortable letting their kids come out to play now. That my first year there, that was the biggest concern when I talked to parents about their child playing. That what are we doing about COVID? And so that was the biggest thing that first year, and I understood that. But as we got a more and more hold on that situation, and I think more and more parents, and we're back in the building, that was a big piece of it. And then getting these new kids coming in from middle school, excited to play, and they're sitting there at our school anyway, they have an opportunity to play on Friday night. I think that was a big part of it.
Absolutely. Obviously, part of any coaching job is constantly re-recruiting the hallways. A lot of great athletes out there playing basketball. You've been able to pull in more of those basketball players over to come some more football?
The newer students, first of all, I always promote kids doing multiple sports. Mm-hmm. So when they tell me they play basketball or they run track or they do all these other things, that's great because I promote that. And I think we have a athletic administration that promotes that as well. So there are some kids that do play both sports and that play football, and so long as we are working together with the basketball coaches and other coaches, I think that bridge on doing the football program is going to continue. So yes.
Does the basketball coach help you out with the football? Because he really was a football guy.
Yeah, he does. He sees me kids all the time. Or if there's a kid in his class, he'll call me on the phone. Hey, coach, I got somebody now. You better come talk to him. So we work together on that aspect of it. So I'm very very supportive athletic director and the basketball program. We work well together.
Does he know his X's and O's?
He knows his X's. He gives me some advice.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck this year.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and our final group of today will be Windsor Forest High School. The head football coach is Jeff Stewart. Principal is Joanna Brooks, and athletic director is Emma Sharp. got it, go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon. Jeb Stewart, head football coach, Windsor Forest High School. It's going into my third year at the Castle. Brought two young men with me, I think, that epitomize our program. Both these kids have been there for 4 years, 3 with me, and they played their freshman year for another head coach. I think we're finally at Windsor getting to the point, we've gotten through COVID. We've gotten through our coaches being in the building, being around kids and getting, kids won over to play football. I know myself and Coach Moore kind of talked about it a little bit. When I first got to Windsor, I got the job 2 weeks later, we were in COVID. And, I only knew about 5 players' numbers, and it was hard getting kids and parents bought over to play during that time. But I feel like this year, with this senior class, this is the first group we've been able to go from January 1 in the weight room, during school, go through the off season. We've had that full off season in the weight room and our summer program. We chose these two to come today to represent us, like I said, because they've been there for 4 years. Sam Whitley, senior defensive lineman, offensive lineman, and Eric Williams, senior defensive lineman and power back. Chose Eric because Eric did not get to play last year. He had a major leg injury during our summer program, and to be honest with you, I did not think Eric would be playing this year after going through his ACL surgery and some other things they had to do when they operated on him. But he's a kid that's gone through a lot of adversity, but you never would know it the way he comes in and he works every day. We got a tough schedule this year. We're going on the road to some hostile places to play. South Georgia Powers, Appleton, Pierce, and then, some traditional teams like Vidalia and Toombs. When we first got the schedule, told the kids were excited about the chance of getting outside of Savannah and playing some other schools. I enjoy playing the teams here in town, but, after the last couple of years, we want to go out and play some other competition. And I think it helps, football here in Savannah to get the opportunity to go out and play on some of these bigger stages.
Coach, you got Dante Dorman coming back, quarterback this year, right?
Yes, Dante's coming back for his senior season. Last year, he started 3 games for us, had a fractured jaw in the 3rd game. Tough kid. He fractured the jaw in I think the first series of the game, and he finished playing the game with a fractured jaw. He didn't find out till Monday when the pain just got so bad he couldn't take it anymore. Went in and he had a fractured jaw, but he's come back. He's worked really hard. He lost like 35 pounds, having his jaw wired together, but he's put the weight back on and gotten stronger.
What's that offense going to look like? What kind of spread offense?
It's a little mixture. During this off season, I hired an offensive coordinator to take over that side of it, just so I can kind of step back and be more of a head coach and run the overall program. We have some very similar philosophies, between me, Coach Jacob Gray, but there's going to be some changes to it.
You were talking outside about the emphasis or the re-emphasis on the weight room and making sure that guys were really eating those weights in the off season. Was that something that you looked at from last year and thought you needed to improve coming into this year?
Yeah, we thought we needed to improve it, but it was just over the last couple of years with COVID and not having the consistency, in the weight room. The first year I was at Windsor, we were virtual, and how much can you really improve on Zoom workouts? When you're just doing body weight stuff with the kids at the house, and then the next year we come in, kids really aren't in the building because they were still optional. If they came in or did it virtual, We couldn't start till about that April really lifting. But now, we've gone through a school year with kids being in the weight room, and they understand, that's if you're going to play football at Windsor Forest, you're going to lift weights, and that's a focus.
Are you keeping are both of the lawnmowers still working over there? You got the lawnmower?
We're down to one right now.
Down to one right now? Okay. Milk. Some of the challenges, obviously, when you're about to kind of go through that same process that Jenkins went through, which I believe you were there at the beginning of that, where they were building a new school, tearing down an old school, kind of going through that. Have you already started to kind of like map out how you're going to navigate those different challenges when you may not have somewhere right where your school is to practice and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's a challenge, and all the coaches that were at Jenkins that went through it. It's not having that facility there on campus. And unfortunately, some things get cut out, that you need to work on. I think when we were there at Jenkins, like study hall, because we had to take that time to travel, to and from practice, and we're kind of already putting plans together, and there's not that I know of a sound or a good place for us to go there on the south side to practice. Because you got to take in consideration when you go off campus to practice, you got to have somewhere indoors to put the kids in. If you're under the wet bulb or you got a storm coming in, that we seem to always deal with, here in August.
And as far as the season, obviously, you alluded to being excited about playing new competition, and getting out of Savannah. Is that something that really excites you guys as players to be able to go on the road and kind of be road warriors and go into hostile environments against the teams that have some really great fan bases?
Yeah, it does excite us because we're able to get our names out there and show teams in the out of Savannah that we're just not no pushover team, that we actually compete and put our all out on the field to let them know that we just came to play.
Getting back on the field for you, what's it gonna feel like? That first game when you get a chance to run out there and hey, I've done all the work to be back here. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm a power back. You know what I'm saying? And you get the opportunity to come back on the field. From like what coach was saying, that maybe you didn't know that this might be a reality for you. You get a chance to go back out there and live that dream.
It was really tough the first time I found out I tore my ACL, but I put in all the hard work, came back strong. I feel like I'm better than I was my sophomore year, and yeah.
What was the hardest part of the rehab to get back?
Everything, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you walked around for like 4 months with like a halo with pins, sticking out. It was hard for me to look at, but I could only imagine what he was going through, emotionally, and he'd worked really hard to get himself ready for next year, his junior year.
Go ahead and give me your name again and spell it.
Eric, E-R-I-C, Williams, W-I-L-I-A-M-S.
And what position?
DN and power back.
Gotcha. Just in general, and then I'll get to you, just general thoughts about the excitement level for the season. There's always excitement surrounding a new season. I know it's probably added for you because of your situation, but just in general, the thoughts about the new season.
I feel like together as a whole team that we're ready. We built the brotherhood, put in all the hard work during the summer, and to come together to play more competition and get better as a team, it'll be a great time for us.
This is Samuel Whitley, SAMUEL O-line, D-line.
And just your thoughts, just the excitement level of the new season?
Yeah, like what he said, like we built a brotherhood. Like last season, things didn't go the way we wanted it because it was a bunch of injuries and we couldn't really play the way we wanted to. But now since we rebuilt, we have a young team, but they're still we built them up over the summertime to give them experience and what they need so we can compete this season.
I know you talked about it briefly, answering his questions and playing the different competition. Does that give you a renewed excitement level, maybe make this season more excited than maybe previous seasons because there are new challenges out there that await?
I mean, yes, because we've been playing in Savannah like our whole high school career, but now we're able to go out of Savannah and play more comp teams and teams that really built an organization, a strong one, so we'll be able to see where we stand with their teams.
Derek, your thoughts about the changing competition? Is there a renewed sense of excitement because of that?
Yeah, definitely. It shows where we're at as a team, individuals, players, and I'm ready for the season.
I think we're good.
All right, thank you guys, appreciate it. Good luck this year.
All right, bye.
All right, well, that wraps up our football media day. We want to thank all our media partners again for coming out. Thanks to all the coaches and ADs and players for being here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed the lunch, and hey, good luck this year. We look forward to seeing y'all out there on Friday nights, Thursday nights, some, and maybe a Saturday or two. Good luck. Have a nice day.
John.